Welcome back, you guys, to the OTB Discs YouTube channel. I'm Connor O'Reilly. That's right. You can get these CO safari hats, neck flap optional. You can always roll it up into the hat, keep it fresh, or protect that neck. You can find them at otbdisc.com exclusively, and code Connor's gonna get you free shipping on any order of any size. Also got some discs over there, and honestly, if you don't want to throw those, they have every disc in stock, so they're gonna have anything you need, as well as accessories, sweet merch, and all that jazz. We're here at Music City Open, getting ready to play the back nine for you guys. Should be a fun time. Let's check it out. All right, you guys, this is one of those classic holes. The difficulty really does not show on camera. Out of bounds line on the left on this par 4, 741 feet. Out of bounds rough line on the right that you can see starting over there in the woods. And it bottlenecks as you get towards the wooded gap leading you to the basket. Once you're in that gap, it's about 200 feet straight to the basket. And I really like how this one allows the players to pick their spots, whether you want to play a mid-range, fairway, or a distance driver. There's a lot of ways to attack this first shot to set you up for what you feel comfortable coming into the green with. I like a fairway driver off this tee. Keep it simple. Don't try to do too much. I'm going to go Athena. Hyzer flip it at that second stake over there on the right as my width point. Let the left to right wind, which is definitely the favorable wind for a right-hand player in this hole, collect the shot. There we go, right in line with that stake. Hopefully my slower disc allows me to fade in front. And there it is. Also, the further you get in there, when it kind of drops down out of our sight, it gets a little mucky. So I think the shorter you are, the better footing you have coming in. One of those pro tips that you don't know until you play the course. Well, I thought I was short of the slot, but as you can hear, not the case. This is some of the most mushy. Imagine trying to pull a cake out of the oven and then throw a tee shot off of that about 3 minutes after you pulled it out. That's about what you're going to be playing on here on your second shot into hole 10. I've always wished, I know this place is like a hay farm most of the year, and then they kind of mow it for us when they get ready for the tournament, I think at least. Or maybe it's a permanent disc golf course now, I'm not really sure. Either way, holes like this, I think it would go a long way to create a couple drainage canals just to funnel that water for us so it doesn't just seep into the entire hillside, and maybe there'll be some patches of dryness. And then, if you put one short and then one longer, you can have this area pretty fat, 30, 40 foot area landing zone to reward the better footing, and maybe you gravel it, whatever it is. I think this is one of those holes where you could put some assets on it, you could spend a little money on it, the hole will be way better, because I have this 380 foot shot in, and the footing is just abysmal. So I'm gonna go Iron Samurai, a little slower than I probably need. Fairway is definitely something I'm thinking about, but as that OB also continues on the left, I don't want to skip over there. I really just want to hit this gap, and knowing that I'm not going to be able to throw very hard, I'm just going to throw a smooth mid with the MD3. Try to give myself an opportunity for maybe a long highlight birdie or just a simple par. A shot like that, I got to pretend I'm Paul Kranz and I weigh 115 pounds. Too bad I don't. Oh, discount double kick. We got a chance at par or a chip and birdie. And yeah, I literally just sunk 3 inches into the ground or more on that plant step. It's wild out here. Yeah, I don't know who karate kicked that tree in half, but thank you, because now I have a simple scramble that otherwise would have been tricky. Gonna chip my straight faith in. That's right, I said in. Nah, just need a little more juice on that thing. And it might have been. Hole 11. One of those holes we've played into a lot of times on the tour. A couple different times, or a couple different ways we have over the years here at MCO. I like this version of it. Nice straight shot. Out of bounds left and right definitely is a little over punishing. I think they can bump it out to where your disc won't kick to the out of bounds as much as having to just deal with a scramble if you do miss the gap. I like playing mid-range here. Keep it low. Just try to find a straight line with the MD3. Get out of the gap. Yeah, be careful with your feet. Another one of these tees is kind of a drop off on the left, and you want to use that far left to open up the gap. Oh, overturned. And I kicked forward and left. Favorable kick. We'll take it. Okay, if you're a mushroom expert, let me know. Are these edible? Are these those little honey mushrooms I heard Owen Scoggins talking about? 'Cause there's a ton of them over here. Pretty favorable kick to have an open putt. I thought I would at least be C2 still. But we will take advantage of that. Tail right to left on the green. Oh, a little too much read on the wind there. Thought I was gonna move my disc. It ain't that far away, buddy. Just putt it. In my opinion, the best way to become a better putter is to work on your 28-foot and end game. Circle one and end game. If you want to go to the edge of circle, go ahead. But I think what that does is it allows you to confidently run everything from C2 without feeling tense and like you're going to be afraid of a comebacker. And that's really what it's all about. Hole 12, par 5, over 1,100 feet. First shot's going to have this rough line on the right, also out of bounds, and that OB on the left. You kind of want to hug towards that OB on the left, get yourself some distance, make that second shot a little more attackable so you can see the cross gap over the creek before you play a shot to the right. Halo Star Boss off the tee. The wind's kind of dying on us, so really pick your poison right now on this tee. And that was kind of conservative, but I'm really just looking for birdie. Eagle is not really doable here, so you just want to keep it in bounds. 3 good shots will get you a birdie. 4 okay shots will get you a par. All right, guys, back there is a legend, Paul Macbeth, you know, fellow Irish guy like me, O'Reilly and Macbeth, you know, pair of Irish guys. And he's got Julian Marquez, UFC fighter, caddying for him. Julian just waved to me, guys. It's a heartthrob moment. I don't know if I'll be able to throw this next shot, to tell you the truth. What a homie. Okay, the real key on this second shot is to make sure you get through the gap. And if anything, miss it off to the fat right side, even though there is an out of bounds line keeping you in check over there. I'm gonna go turnover, explore, fairway shot. Make sure to hold it, but not move too much. Through the gap, give me a little flatten. Oh yeah, money ball. That's gonna be birdie range right there. A little bit of wind to make this hole quite a bit more difficult, but right now playing pretty easy. Okay, I have about 350 feet to get to that stand of trees that's about just short of pin high right. I did find an ant mound for my plant spot, so you know what, I'm gonna take my Texas flip. Nah, whatever flip you call it. Take my disc flip. I'm not gonna use a mini marker in practice. Off to a stiletto, just to make sure I get some ground play. I gotta test those trees. Fade right in front. Test the trees. Gonna be a little heavy on the fade, but I might be C1. Either way, it's gonna be an opportunity for birdie. So while Mill Ridge might offer a lot of out of bounds in those fairways, I think that's kind of the main mental challenge out here. One of the nice parts is you can be really aggressive on the greens out here. Most of the greens we play on the Pro Tour, I feel like the basket's on a little tiny mound. The rollaway potential is there on at least half of our greens on almost every course we play. But out here at the Mill, a lot of them are just hanging out in kind of low spots. Spots where there's really no risk. A rollaway, just a matter of reading the wind, come into your shots out here. Okay, good to see and make note that these trees are almost exactly pin high, a little bit short, but if you hit them, you're inside the circle. So that's gonna be my new goal. Try to make contact with those trees. I faded just in front like I wanted to, and still have a look for that birdie, though my footing might be a little awkward over here. But we got 2 legs, and they're long. So we're gonna put the left one on the lie. Put your left foot in, you step your right foot out. You hold the putter in your hand and never have a doubt. Oh my God. If I was less busy singing, more busy actually focusing on a real putt, I would have birdied, but I also probably want to come up with that incredible jingle for you guys. And I think that was worth a par. Tell you the truth. Now let me know in the comments. Do you think it was? Definitely not. If you know, you guys, I missed a golden opportunity. If I was really on my game right there, I would have said, and when you miss a putt and don't hit chains, that's when you scream and shout. Because that's what I wanted to do after that putt, to tell you the truth. Okay, 13, dog leg right. And you got the creek to avoid. Push your shot towards those flags in the back. Pick the gap that you'd like. I like the longest gap here coming in. Not too much to this one, just keeping it in bounds. 574, but you can't really do too much off the tee, so you're gonna have to have the majority of your distance on the second. Captain's Raptor, nice and smooth out wide. The wider you are, the more options you have, even if you have 30 feet longer to go. Okay, I actually left myself a really tricky position. I need to push it another 15 to 20 feet to have this wide open gap. Where I'm at really pinches the angle into the green, making it pretty hard to get there, honestly. Only have 320 in, but as I mentioned, I'm very pinched off. I could go high turning backhand, probably my highest percentage way to get a birdie, but also leaves room for error. So I'm just gonna play the low forehand, see if I can get any ground play with this Opto X Stiletto, and circle's edge will be fine with me here. I think I have enough ceiling. If I can put some real hyzer on it, see if we can even get in C1. Ooh, tested that ceiling, pushed the OB line to the right. I think I'm just in bounds. I wonder if that little tree nick affected me at all, but definitely needed to push it another foot lower. It would have been perfect. Really, what I need to do is push the tee shot here, then it'll be perfect. Actually, I did find out of bounds here. That tree kick did hurt me a little bit. Probably went out about there. Take our meter. Try to save par putt. Ooh, definitely got a little too flirty with that nose up on the second forehand. But as I keep harping back on, this hole is really set up by the first shot. So you gotta throw that one right. And then it's very simple. Raptor, Raptor. I had to let the legend P. McBee play through, you know, and you got Julian Marquez, UFC fighter on the bag this week. Always cool to see. Julian also avid disc golfer. He's really into it. Tells me he watches my stuff, which, you know, touches my heart, touches my heart. He does something that I do not envy. Being a fighter is a brutal business, and yeah, I definitely got a lot of respect for the dude. They made some changes here on 14. Moved the tee about 100 feet left. I honestly think they got a little easier because now it's not as scary to advance that little OB corner pocket that they had. Now anything that misses left is going to make quite a bit of progress, whereas before, the way the OB kind of went up and then jogged off, you needed to clear that corner. So if you were short, you lost about 60, 80, 100 feet of distance, making that second shot a lot harder to actually give yourself a chance to get up and down. I think this one's going to play considerably easier this season, and you're going to see probably, I don't know, the way they tuck the basket to the right a little bit though, maybe it won't get eagled a ton, but there's going to be a lot of birdies on this hole. I'm going to go Halo Boss, Halo Star Boss off the tee, right to left wind. I'm just going to pop it flat out there at the big tree that I'm looking at. You probably don't know which one. Not those ones on the right, the one kind of straight ahead. Let the wind drift it a little bit at the end. Okay, went a little bit too right, but let's see if that wind kicks in for me now. Give me some skip. Oh, yeah, cut off my angle there. Birdies should be not too hard, but now I'm kind of going to be limited in my second shot. As mentioned, a little bit pinched here. I'm just going to take a faith turnover. Chip it around the corner. Forehand just doesn't really give me as much room to swing it right. That's why I'm choosing backhand here. Not trying to do too much on that shot, just get myself in the open. Not a super long par 5. Just one that you got to pick your spots on. I could have tried to push it a little bit more to the right, get myself the forehand in, but I don't mind taking the spike hyzer here. Basket's about straight ahead, and the trees get a little thin up there once you can get towards that tall one in the back. So I'm going to play old Cabernet Sauvignon. little more right to left than I remembered, but that's a safe miss. Should be circle edge left. Well, usually you hate the bait cake ground out here for your footing, but you love it when your disc digs on the inbound side, especially when you misgauge the distance a little bit on this one. Thought I was going to be circle's edge, more like C2's edge. And here's our first little mounded green. Not enough to scare players on the DGPT though. Run it in. Run it in. Come on. I was talking to Parker Welk this morning, and we were talking about how if you just run in your circle twos regardless, I swear your percentage chance of making it goes up like 15 to 20. It's true math. Ask Parker, ask anybody. It's facts. 4 holes to play. We're here on the tee of 15. Another one, par 3, that they say is 375. Apparently they love that number out here. Laser at 380, so just about true. A little bit downhill. True dual option here. You have the power backhand on a little bit of a flex, maybe a mid-range, or you'll see forehand hyzers with the kind of medium to high height spiking in for the more forehand dominant players or the lefties. I like this hole. I think it plays well. I'm going to take that right hand side with the backhand, go with the crux so I can put it on some turn, have the overstability of the disc fight back. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys, I'm gonna need to turn that one so much more. I found left side OB. I'm gonna throw one more with the compass just to try it out. There's another one of those sketchy tee pads with the drop off on the left. I needed the first one on that disc. Okay, phone storage getting low. Apparently hole 16 didn't even film. It's 360 foot par 3. Chipped the forehand, got our 2. Pretty easy there. New 17, old one's tee pad, this time shooting up the hill to the right as a par 4. So off a forehand, deal with it after that. Should be good. Alright, sorry you guys. Had to delete a bunch of stuff off my phone so it would actually even work to record. It was so full I couldn't delete stuff. I was trying to go to the recently deleted, clear it from my phone, because you know you delete the image, it goes in there, or the video, and so it's still on your phone technically until you actually tell it twice that you want to get on. It wouldn't even let me do that. But figured it out, cleared some cache. Now we got some space. Uphill upshot on 17 as a par 4. You're throwing that tee shot that you guys saw, and then it's about 400 feet uphill. Came up a little bit short, took the par. Now we're here on the Grandeur 18. Such a wind read. You'll see players be able to throw a putter on this 520 footer if it's tailwind like it is right now. I always like to play a faster disc just to make sure I get there. If I go long here, bravo kid. 520 downhill in the tailwind, teeing up off the big stage for the Music City Open. Kobe Bryant. Try to test that big juniper straight ahead. Fade just in front. Or just find the backside and throw an absolute bomb. Okay, I did find the backside of it. Not really sure what the OB looks like over there. We'll find out. Okay, you guys, wasn't aware how tight they brought in this OB line right here. But there it is, Kobe Bryant from the Lakers. Now that's paper. You know, if we throw Kobe Bryant, we can trust it. But now I know I really need to come inside of this juniper cedar tree. Gotta love all the limestone little bluffs on this course. Definitely add some character. Let's try to finish out with a birdie. Leave on a high note, if you will. Music City Open, you win a guitar, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of musical action on this back nine. We're in the theme of the city. You know what? I tried running it in. Hit chains at least. If I didn't, probably would have airballed it. But I didn't run it in all the way. Oh, you know what? It's at 15-20%. Math's still there. Huge thanks to you guys for joining for this back nine at the Music City Open, the next Disc Golf Pro Shop. the next Disc Golf Pro Tour stop here in Nashville, Tennessee. Hope you guys check out the action, and don't forget to support those who support you. And for me, that's going to be OTB, Cardinal Disc Golf, Loop Bags, and Squatch. So go check them out, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the OTB channel.